Hello YouTubers, and today I am going to be reviewing the 5th Doctor Tardis from the Visitation, which was originally going to be called the Kashkavalva one, but Alderaan decided to call it from the Visitation since he felt that was more suiting and also be easier to make a backdrop for. Speaking of backdrops, let's get the TARDIS from the 5th Doctor out of the way. And apologise for the plastic still being here, but it's basically just, you know, the woods. You can see Death, or the android, there in the backdrop. And they've added something new to the box, which is these two little holes here, which actually hold a pull tie around the lantern to keep it in place, which I don't know why they need to do that, really. But they have changed it so it's just the plastic on the top, so there's no plastic no longer on the top piece, and it's just being held by the lantern. But the thing is, it's still screwed into the base, so I don't know why this is something that they felt was actually necessary. So yeah, it's a bit weird, the fact that they decided to do that. So if I try and move the camera back as far possible as I possibly can, let's take a look at these two. So, the 5th Doctor TARDIS. Now, obviously, we got a one from the caves of Androzani last year, and the 5th Doctor has just fallen down the journey. So that was clever. But taking a look at the TARDIS first off, it is basically the same as the previous release, but this time it is clean. There's no dirt, there's no mud, and it almost looks like it's a tiny bit lighter blue. Now, interestingly, this TARDIS should technically not be this one. You see, this is technically was referred to as the Sharda TARDIS since it was refurbished. And so technically that's not correct, but who cares? It looks almost identical to it anyway. But yeah, not really much to say. This one almost feels like it's being painted, actually. If I actually just take the box out of the way. The problem is this thing takes up so much bloody room, like you would not believe. But yeah, this one feels like it's almost being painted. I don't know if it has, but it just feels like it's being painted. And you know what? Let's actually shine a light through it and see. And the light does still show, but nowhere near as much as it did before. But they've given it some sort of a coating on it to make it seem, you know, less transparent, or translucent, I should say. But that is nice. It no longer has a sticky feeling. They've given it, I don't know, sort of powdered finish to it, which does make it feel substantially better than its previous release. But there is still a problem that the 2nd Doctor TARDIS had, and it's hard to see, but bent doors. Actually, I think it's more obvious on this one, actually. So if I lie this flat, you can see that door bends outwards, and it's because, just like the Troughton one, this one uses the new method of doing things, where the sellotape goes around the outside, goes around the doors, goes around the inside of the doors, and then is pulled, so the doors are forcibly pulled forward. And I wish they'd bloody stop doing this, because it's warping the doors. First they were warping the posts at the side by putting plastic through them. Now they're doing this. It's just like, literally, okay, character, I'm going to say this once more, just once more, and if you keep doing it, I'll say it every other time you're doing it, actually. So so if you insist on having some sellotape or something like that to keep these doors shut, you don't need to put it around the inside and then pull it outwards. I'll tell you what you can do. Just put a piece of sellotape around the outside, because the spring mechanism in this is powerful enough to keep the door shut. And even if the doors do happen to open at some point, and you know you're worried about this flapping around like that, what is that going to do? What harm is it going to caused this? The answer is really not a lot, if any. So yeah, please, please, please stop doing this, because otherwise this is a really nice TARDIS. I really do like this TARDIS. It is really nice. It's probably my third favourite, either third or fourth favourite out of the classic TARDISes that we've had released so far. My favourite being the 7th, second favourite being the First Doctor, and third maybe being the Peladon Third Doctor TARDIS. I don't know whether it's that one or this one, because I really do like this one. It is really nice. So yeah, please stop doing that. Another thing that we've still got. Okay, please, character, if you're no longer going to do, give us electronics, then invest some money into, tweaking this Morgue or altering this Morgue to not have the speaker hole and the battery compartment. Mainly the speaker hole. The speaker hole is just an eyesore. The battery compartment is still a bit of an eyesore, but I can almost live with that. But that speaker hole is just a pain in the arse. Just come on. Please, please, no. But other than that, this thing is really nice, and it's got a nice finish to it. And it does feel pretty substantial, so yeah, it's just so disappointing about those bloody doors again. Anyhow, let's put the camera down for this one, actually. I keep knocking him over. Here we have the 5th Doctor. Hooray! Another 5th Doctor release. To be honest, I would have rather either this set have come with some sort of regeneration 5th Doctor figure, if it was going to be the Castrovalva version, or the version without the celery. To be honest, I was really hoping on the Season 18 Tom to be released for this, or something else, because I don't know. But nevertheless, this is basically just a direct re-release of the Planet of Fire 5th Doctor, so at least, it's a harder to get variant. So we've got the hatted head, which mine seems to have a chip at the side there, which is annoying on the quality control fronts. But yeah, it's just the hatted 5th Doctor. Now, something they have improved, actually, is finally, and it will not focus on it. There we go. We've got the stripes correct on the jumper. After all this time, they have finally gotten the stripes pretty much correct on this jumper. Pretty much. Because before they were getting it wrong all the time, but they seem to have slightly revised it. I honestly could be talking complete bollocks here. Also, they haven't given it the red button here, which is good, because for some reason they gave it red buttons. The button itself wasn't really red. It did have a red rim round it, but the button itself shouldn't actually be red. So yeah, the inside, the collar's still red and everything, so that's nice. The coat, also this time around they've used the correct sort of colours. They didn't give it the 13th Doctor set version, so that's quite nice. But yeah, the coat and everything is the same. Unfortunately on mine here, I didn't notice that because the legs were twisted this way in the box, but the lines don't go all the way to the top on that leg. That one they kind of just stop as well. Yeah, which is irritating. But the celery is nicely done, so well done to them on that front. But otherwise it's just a basic re-release, which for character in this day and age, oh my god, he keeps falling down. The problem is he's got really wobbly legs, this one. But yeah, other than that, he's just a direct re-release of the original, which for character is a real rarity, because normally Aldebar kind of insists on not having, the same thing released twice, having some sort of minor variant, even though it may not make any sense or be correct. But anyway, That's pretty much the Fifth Doctor and Tardis set. Yeah, there's not really a lot to say on this one. I do really like this set. I do actually prefer it to the Troughton just because with the Troughton set I preferred the figure. With this one, the figure's, you know, nice enough, but the Fifth Doctor I'm not too bothered about. But if you didn't get the Planet of Fire version, then yeah, this is definitely good for that. But the TARDIS, it is very nice, even though it is, you know, just a clean version of the one you got last year. I can see a lot of people actually skipping this set simply because, you know, this TARDIS is very similar, and a lot of people were actually able to scrape off the mud from the previous release and just have a clean version anyway. So if that's you, then yeah, there's not much point in you buying this version really, unless it's for the figure. But I do recommend it, and I can say that I do recommend this set. And it's weird how in this set the only problems I really have is not with the figures themselves, or really the quality control of them, really. A little bit on the Fifth Doctor and the paint apps, but the main thing is the bloody packaging is damaging the product, it's warping it. And the thing is, you can't really fix those goals, because I did actually try so hard, but the problem is they're warped so badly. The thing is, I haven't literally, if you warp them too much, if you put them in boiling water for too long, they actually do shrink a bit, because the warping is that bad. So there's nothing you can really do about it, really. Obviously not all doors are warped as much as the others, because I did have several people saying, oh, my doors aren't warped. Well, good for you, but other people's were. But yeah, that is just something I hope that they fix in the future. But anyway, that's it for this review. I know that my B&M is getting the 3-pack thing tomorrow, so tomorrow hopefully I'll get the other section review there. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.